All right, and welcome to the Apollyon League's Tier 1 teams! We got Team Habibi versus Zaidan. Zaidan? Zaidan. Well, we'll find out. Somebody will correct me eventually. All right, this is going to end up being a decent match. We actually have... our maps are going to be... our maps are going to be Control, Oasis, Hybrid will be Hollywood, we'll tour on over to Paris, and then we'll escort ourselves through Junkertown. If we happen to go through a tiebreaker map, we will see Busan. Today with me, I do happen to have Xanadite as my co-caster.
What's going on, guys? Two of the best casters in the league right now.
Oh, shit. Alright, and I don't know who this Kinkajou person is, but...
What's the shape of Italy?
What's this shit? Alright, we're gonna get this go because it looks like both teams are ready and they are itching.
Oh boy, I mean, are these EU or Aussies?
No. They're neither EU. They're both NA, as far as I am aware. So for those of you at home, Team Habibi will be in the orange, while we will have a lime green for our Zaidan.
See a good fight. Habibi's been putting up a lot of good fights lately. They've been playing a lot recently. Their most recent against Moshi Moshi, which was a loss, but you know that's not bad compared to their 3 victories before that. All 3 were 3-0, but they were not easily won. They had a damn good fight for it, and almost lost a few of them in those fights. But we're gonna see how they do tonight. Habibi usually comes out pretty freaking hard and heavy with their push. They try to get on the point right away. I haven't seen Zaidan, whatever.
I'm gonna assume it's Zaidan.
Zaidan. I said Zaidan there. I put an I in there. Anyway, I haven't seen them play yet, but you know this is tier 1, so I'm hoping for something good. And let's see who takes the first percentage of the map.
5, 4,
I'm excited to see the next portion of this map, though. I like seeing the boots and environmentos and all that good stuff. It's really nice.
This should be good, and it is confirmed Zaidan. Alright, we're going to go with a...
Was that in Discord?
No, yeah, I was in Discord.
So Habibi gets up on the map as usual, real fast. They get up on the point and pushing back Zaidan.
Airswick end up taking out a first quick kill on death.
At that piece there, I think it's gonna be a little bit difficult for Zaidan. Zaidan is in orange, right, or yellow?
Are you watching it through the stream?
No, I'm actually...
Because your colors will be different from mine.
Well, no, I can see the stream, but
okay.
Pretty much the only difference between mine is the other team is purple.
Okay. So on stream, the lime green is Zaidan, and then Team Habibi is orange. And out comes the Shatter. It does happen to get catch the Reaper in the way, but he actually gets saved by the Immortality Field. Right now we got our first Coalescence coming out, and it's just trying to barrel things down, but it's like a last-ditch effort. Half the team is down. They're the only one left.
They're way too far. He's almost dead. And here comes the other 2.
Almost taking out the entire team, but followed up with a very ballsy hack.
Yeah, but oh wait, Habibi's still on the point more so than Zaidan.
Oh wow!
And they take their first percentage. Wow, 45%, 45% for Zaidan and 5% in climbing for Habibi.
All right.
They tried to come in real fast like they usually do, but they ended up getting pushed off the point, and Zaidan took it for a little bit, almost taking it to half. But now we're gonna see how long Habibi holds it, man. They once they get it, they hold on like a dog on a bone.
Both teams. Oh, out comes Barrage, and it does happen to take out half the team. I mean, Airsick Wings ended up getting picked off in the middle of that, but it was all clear skies for Team Habibi.
Right, 35% climbing now, 10% lower than Zaidan. Let's see if they can get in there and get coordinated. You got a couple
quick
ults coming
early
up.
pick
Zaidan,
on aces. does pull out the
Pick
res.
yourself up. Dust yourself up.
Oh shit, Zaidan's building up their ults right now. They're waiting for oh, there goes fucking there goes Farah trying to get out that barrage, but it doesn't work. The Dr. Habibi is holding him down, brother, and the bongos coming out. Look at that. Places Zaidan off the point. And gets a
Just
couple
before that
damage.
Reaper got his ult too.
Right, but Zaidan's coming up on good ult. That just went down. It didn't look like it got. Oh, it got a couple good hits there. I think you might get pushed out the point here. Yep, they got pushed off.
Analyzing previous combat performance.
Zaidan resuming their percentage, 85% and climbing.
Not so fast. Barrier activated. EMP activated.
Out comes the EMP, and it does look like that Daniel's unable to actually get through his or get his ultimate. But doesn't matter, they are still clearing out, and they do finish off the tanks, and they end up taking out Reinhardt's, the stealth, shatter in the middle of it, too, so stealth no longer has a shatter for this, next push, and now they're probably evened up on the scoreboard, or not probably, they are. And we are going to be looking for, oh, I was just going to say we are going to be looking for a barrage, but he does get picked out of the sky way early in that fight. And now Daniel's just getting to push on through.
Zaidan pushing that over Tony. Zaidan takes the first round.
Zaidan.
Zaidan. I don't know why I keep putting that I in there.
I'm going to say that T1 names are really difficult for you.
I mean, man, you weren't casting BB and Habibi.
Oh, BB versus Habibi.
Dude, that was fucking balls. Like, that was one of the ones I mentioned earlier. It was just me Jabberjawing.
It's kind of funny because, like, the one night too, I was casting a game and it was Habibi. Or sorry, it was BB, and they kept saying that I kept calling them Habibi, and I was like, no, it's just BB because we no longer have them as battle biscuits.
Yeah.
Because biscuits no longer.
When they changed it to BB, I could say battle biscuit, but when they had it battle biscuits, I said battle blitz. I don't know what the
You're probably thinking of midday blitz.
See, when they were Battle Biscuit, that's what I was thinking, because they had a fight Midday Blitz and Battle Biscuit, and it threw me off. But now that they're BB, I say Battle Biscuit, especially when they were fighting Habibi. But let's get back to this.
Yeah, it does look like it's kind of back and forth right now on the picks on the thing, but Zaidan does happen to have a little bit more control currently. Right now, oh, Diego just tunneling down Orisa. Does end up swaying it more towards Zaidan's, now you got me doing it, Zaidan's favor.
Don't blame me, you corrected me.
I know, right?
Zaidan, 10% and climbing.
Just say it 3 times really, really quick right now, and it'll drain it.
Zaidan. There we go. Holding down the point. 20% and climbing. I'll try to stop going at least 10%. I mean, it seems everything good that happens in each 10% of a team having the point.
This is really interesting.
Right
what they have going on side. So, like, they're rocking no shield.
Oh,
Diva dive with a Hammond and everything. Right now, Habibi is just retaking like hardcore at this point in time.
50% climbing. Still Zaidan has the point though. Habibi just got them all up, but they still had the point. Oh, okay, now Habibi
Misty was stalling it pretty hard there. But I mean, right now we got tons of ultimates on both tables. Right now we do happen to have walls up for the Zaidan crew. This gives them a slight advantage so they don't have any surprises. And when you have somebody like, oh, and out comes the EMP that actually just takes everybody out. Rocket Bot Barrage is denied. And it does look like Zaidan is retaking this one. And a solid slam from Diego. Just to finish off that mercy kill right there.
You're fully healed.
You tried to make crazy name. It just sounded funny what he said.
Right now the ball is trying to harass that Widow. And it looks like Habibi's actually swapped over to a dive on this map as well, so this is... They're just going with a Winston variation instead of Diva. Which is actually doing fairly well at this point in time. I mean... As Zaidan is just wrecking the rest of them.
And I've been favoring Winston, and I've been seeing a lot of... since I've been being Winston, I've been seeing a lot of Beavers and all of them. And it's been really nice, and as you can see now with Zaidan, it's working fairly well. You know, they're not using a Winston with Zaidan. Habibi's using Winston. Winston's been fucking shit up lately, dude.
Oh, and
a lot of Winston.
And it's so nice to see Winston get back with it. And right now, Team Habibi is using that right to their advantage, being able to retake at the 99% mark. They're gonna actually have to find a way to hold this, though.
Did Winston get affected in the patch? His shield, or was that just that was just Reiner, Eraser, Widow, and a couple other people?
Not directly, like indirectly maybe, because with shield health globally going down except for his, technically his is looking nicer comparatively.
Well, and armor 600 right now, right?
For Winston 700.
700, okay. Yeah, no, definitely the dive for Winston has been really dang in comp and quick play, and in our own league here today, Winston's been a viable character.
Definitely, we're seeing it right now. I mean,
well, Habibi
is
still on the point. Even though Habibi has been overtaking the point, Zaidan has still managed to stay on the point and keep their percentage going up, which is ridiculous.
Oh, no. They were already at 99% actually. They were just...
Oh, okay. Well, there was an instance before where they were still on the point before Habibi took it. And they were just still gaining points, which worked out well for them right here. As you can see, 99% and only 80% for Habibi.
They're getting pretty close. We're looking at potentially one more major fight to take the cake.
Yeah, they're gonna wait for that fight to put down the downbeat.
And even though Ersic got taken out, ends up getting taken out himself in the back there, so it does have a DPS trade-off, and now we actually see that Ersic is back up. It does look like Team Habibi actually has 2, and Diva is now out of mech. And Diego is getting pushed away from getting back onto that point.
Death on the Lucio here is saving it for Habibi. He literally just took that point. The Lucio. Oof. Oof. Yeah, no, for real. He waited for the beat. And then just continued to heal his team and just blow everybody else off the point there. That was the saving point, Mr. Death, DXF. However you pronounce that, everybody with their fucking names.
I can't wait.
Lucio, on the other hand, is also a viable character, as we were saying with Winston. He's one of my favorite healers, and I know most of the time when I play him, I can get gold because I'll stay with the team and just keep hitting that fucking that upbeat. on the healing music, on the healing song and all that good stuff. You know, while there is a Pocket Mercy, as we have seen it going on, Pocket Mercy with worked out with Habibi. Hammond trying to come in and fuck up Zaidan, but nah, he just staggered himself.
I'm pretty sure it was also. I mean, I think it was kind of tactical feeding. It did give Team Habibi the ability to get on point first, right? So now they got set up. Whether it was worth it or not is going to be left to be seen because we got double tank versus a dive right now. Massive health pools are, well, looks like Team Habibi starting to swap off.
I mean, they need to do something. Zaidan's looking to be a challenger for them. As you said, the double tank is going to work out really well for them against a dive. One shield goes down, another one goes up.
Yep, in which it does end up forcing Team Habibi to actually swap off of their dive tank, and now we got half of their lineup is actually. Well, never mind. They all just climbed right on up that wall. They weren't blocked off. Oh. So far, and they are now blocked off yet again. Oh, Ryan goodness! Picked on either side, but Stealth gets brought back up. Daniel and Infinity taken out, Mitzi taken out. Creed is just tearing down Zaidan's, Zaidan's,
Just say it 3 times real fast.
Zaidan.
Zaidan. It worked for me, buddy. It really did. Which is weird. Right, Zaidan trying to get back on the point, but being held out of the arch. Here comes a window chain. Yeah, that lightning message, but the hack comes out, trying to take everybody out. Bongos comes out, and here comes Zaidan with a big push. Oh, ew! They got pushed back.
And then Zaidan does actually retake.
Oh,
and
okay. No, that's what I mixed up the teams.
That's fine.
I did take the team. Didn't take the point. Goodness, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Things.
Take it away.
我变强了。
Things and stuff. Yeah. Things and stuff and whiskey and we'll leave it at that.
And where they are start going with the blocking off yet again. Doesn't seem to block the entire team out. They still come in, and the shatter comes out from Chicken.
I'm taking care.
Only one casualty in the mess. Oh, no, I spoke too soon. Zaidan ends up having half the team go in that.
Right, the BB's make a big push. So Zaidan has won the past the first map, right? Or no, we're still in the first
we're still
map.
in the first map, man. It's been going back and forth. We got 1-1 in this map, so this is for map 1. They're tied up at the moment.
Wow. See, I love these. Where it's just. I thought it was map 2 already. Like, these long fights. It's great. It's great to see characters stay alive so long and use their abilities in such great ways. We're looking at Habibi still holding it, but now comes a Blossom knocking off a couple of... Ooh, that takes out all... Ooh! Almost a 2-kill on Habibi. Looks like Zaidan is going to come in and retake it at 80%.
Oh man,
boy, we're
it's
tied.
Like one team gets to 80%, they get taken away from. The other team gets to 80%, they get taken. So like these fights, I mean, it really shows you some of like the power, I guess, in like the ult economy and everything like that, really. Because you see one coming in with a little bit of an edge, and then the other one coming in with a bit of an edge, and it just constantly ends up going back and forth. Like that's what you like to see from these high tier teams.
I couldn't have said it better. I love seeing the cohesion between the ults and the fact that these people, they know when to back off, they know when to go on. You know, I've been getting better than myself. Like when my team's dead, I know to back the fuck off, go heal myself up. But yeah, no, exactly, back and forth. Now it looks like Habibi is gonna try to go for that 99%. We're gonna see an overtime here in this map as well. This is the second round, right?
Oh, it
second
is.
round of the first map. And what a fight it is. As I said before regarding Habibi's fights and stuff.
Oh, And you love to see that, the window with a fire strike right through to get the first pick on a really high target, and that just ends up giving Habibi the edge in this fight, which actually may end up giving this first map to Habibi.
Ooh,
Reinhardt
yeah,
pushing forward. Yeah, and there we go. Team Habibi does happen to get map 1.
I gotta say, I love the Ryan rework. I love it. I like the research. I like the reworks. I like what they done. You know, I was so worried about Sigma and all that good stuff. Nope. Still just as badass as before. Big fucking barrage. Oh my goodness. But I take it out before a team kill. Alright, Habibi map 1, but not easily won. Zaidan showing their stripes, showing they ain't gonna take no guff.
You thought I was out of this line of business, n'est-ce pas?
And it does look like in this next match, as we end up heading over to see the bright lights of Hollywood, that we are going to see a swap.
Oh, we're seeing some swaps in character. Who is this Kinjaku?
Kinjaku?
Kinjaku.
I think the first time when they first came into the thing, I was like, who's Kinkachu?
Yeah, you said it before me, but Kingachu. Kingachu. That's a new Pokemon. He looks
basically,
like a
right?
sock. You know, it's sad to say, but after Pokemon was, I was born in the era where, you know, when Pokemon was just becoming a thing. I know you were too. But it only occurred to me until afterwards that they were like actually legit animals. You know, it was a suspicion to me that they were actual animals. But to that point, they've gone so far as to make inanimate objects Pokemon and such. You know, I'm good with the original 250. When they expanded another 100, it was fine with me. But just some of the concepts of the Pokemons that are coming up now, all the legendaries and all that good stuff is crazy. This Pokemon Sword and Shield stuff. Man, it's come a long way since Game Boy Color. I'll tell you what. Since Nintendo Game Boy, the first Tetris and Space Invaders. Oh. So what do we got for our next map there, man?
We are looking at Hollywood. I am just waiting for some of these swaps to get finished up here, though, because we needed to get a person invited in here. Alright, let's get this quickly done while I'm waiting for the last one to get the invite here, and that I'm hoping we end up seeing this pretty much all the way through, though, where we got the back and forth for the most part. I mean, it's going to be a little bit more difficult on some of the payload maps. And
oh yeah, definitely. Those are harsh. Fuck you very, very much.
Alright, and here we go. This is Guardians.
This is Annie.
What's up, DPS Muffin? Why? What makes you ask? Who's DPS Muffin, anyways, or Muffin?
Oh,
there's
he's
T-Bone.
in the league. He's definitely in the league. He's not. I know he's on one of the teams. That name is not unfamiliar. DPS Muffin. I'm trying to think of what. He'll probably say it in the chat, but I'm trying to think of what team he is. Yeah, no, he's part of the league. Monsieur Muffin. Pretty sure he's one. He's a. Oh, what I miss?
No, no, it was just Infinity. Was DPS Muffin.
Oh, oh, okay.
Muffin is the Muffin.
Okay, see, I said he's in the league. Yo, look at all the people for fucking. Look at all the. Wait, why am I not in this page? What's going on here? Look at all the people for Zaidan.
Muffin. Alright. I am waiting on the okay from both of the captains before we can progress on through. Okay, so we got one that is good to go. Oh, man. It's crazy to think that we're already starting to see all this Ryan Orisa. It's just like we went from one double shield to the next double shield.
I like all the changes. It's keeping it fresh.
It's the only way to really truly keep things completely fresh, but...
I mean, yeah. In another case, fucking For Honor, like they're in year 4, they gotta keep it fresh by mixing people up and stuff. And on that same topic of mixing people up, I do not mind at all the new tank buffs and stuff and nerfs and all that good stuff. I don't mind that the shields are taken down. I like that other things were brought up, like in Sigma's case, his gravitic or his kinetic grasp. You know, his lower grab time, lower. You know, less cooldown time is what I mean. Same with Ryan's his fucking hammer thing. Why can't I think of the name of that?
I don't know. Alright, well, I'm gonna...
Can I have the Zaidan roll for 2 Apollyon in the server? No.
Wait,
What does that mean?
Okay, so Diego's ready. There we go. We're gonna get this show on the road.
Can I have the Zaidan
Welcome to
roll for Apollyon in the server? What does that mean?
It's mod stuff. Don't you worry about it, bruh. Just reach out to one of the mods. Muffin. They'll be the ones to,
I'm sure I'll be a mod here soon enough, actually, anyway. Alright, Hollywood. I haven't seen too many Bastions in the tier 1s in Hollywood. Probably for the better. You know, I'd expect if you're a good player, you'd find a really easy way to work around a Bastion, because you know he's going to stay in a central point, and you know that they're going to try and block him and heal him and all that good stuff. So there's got to be a chink in some of that armor some fucking where, you know?
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Yep, no Bastions. But a double shield from both sides. Hanzo from both sides. And then they're mixing up the healers.
Five, four, three, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend
Zaidan on
objective A.
attack.
Alright, we're getting this going, and they're already pushing through this very first choke here, and we're seeing double shield tanks yet again. This is Ryan Orisa is gonna end up being greed a little bitch in this series, I think, until they've found something better. Who knows what actually ends up going on in the grand scheme of things. But the
Really hard to
first
find a
pick
good
up on
attack.
T-Bone.
It's really hard to find a good attack on maps like this where the choke point is so freaking close, you know? Eichenwald, dive. That's all I gotta say about it. They don't need to switch to a dive. Since I've been playing Winston so much, well, not that much, enough. Like, all I can think about right here, right now, in this kind of a situation, exactly what they're doing, but a Winston just jumping in, zapping the fuck out of people, jumping out, throwing down a shield for his teammates to get in there, creating room. Whereas Zaidan's double shield technique here with May and Hanzo, that wow, they just got wiped. It's not working so well. They gotta do something else. The Farah on Habibi is definitely doing a number. I'll say that. And they got two members on fire on Habibi. Well, they were on fire.
Yep. And I mean, that was a really, really quick barrage from VSNES. It just makes me think of the fucking NES. I couldn't help it. And right now we got a solid Dragon Strike that forces back Zaidan. And you know what actually, the funny thing is about Zaidan too is they don't actually technically have a main tank player on their roster at the moment. Whoa! So Diego falling ill is actually just it's no good, right? Like they end up having Zaidan actually now has to work with two of their off-tank players playing both main tank heroes as their off-tank players.
Well,
this is definitely going to be an interesting one here. Now comes the dragon from Zaidan.
Look, they're running them down. They got a minute left on the clock, right? So to get that point. But Habibi's holding it down. This is traditionally from what I've seen. Had been Habibi's map, and I gotta say again, that fucking Baptiste, bro. The Baptiste is better than the Lucio. Baptiste Mercy is a dank ass combo. I'll say that. Because I mean, you know, Lucio is AOE. Baptiste can sit up at a point and shoot down his enemies. They'll never find it. Zaidan just not able to find any kind of change. None at all. 25 seconds left on the clock. Just pick after pick.
Team Habibi is really showing a domination on this first point here. They're going to end up really going to end up making this one a pretty quick map in the grand scheme of things. Because it's going to mean that Team Habibi is really only going to need to get the one tick.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see how Zaidan's defense is. Honestly, they should not have tried to do the Rhino Racer. That's a defensive tactic, and you know I've said it before, such as with the Bastion, running a Bastion on attack and like those defensive characters on attack. Sometimes it'll work out, but it's more often than not, it's not gonna. I guess you could say 60-40 cut there. But yeah, Habibi's defense there was just rock solid, granite hard wall. But we're gonna see how Zaidan does on their defense. We'll see what they run through the D. Smetch is a good character for this map. But I'm seeing some snippers. Another Baptiste on Zaidan. And we're... Uh-oh.
We have a lever. T-Bone is DC'd.
Oh my. I still need to put in the league stuff so that I have it in case I need to host. And a pause button too.
And it's unfortunate too. And it's funny because T-Bone just got brought in.
He just got what?
He got brought into this map since Diego was feeling sick and needed to leave.
Oh, wow, that's a bummer. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, well, okay, so what ended up during the last map, he wasn't feeling too hot, so we ended up swapping him out and bringing in a sub. That's why I mean, like, technically Zaidan doesn't actually happen to have a main tank right now. Their two players are off tanks that are playing their main tanks. Um,
Ah,
One of which
see,
being T-Bone, who just DC'd, it looks like,
see,
after bringing him in.
see, this is why it's good to be round. This is why it's good to be round at everything.
Yes and
I've tried
no. When you
I've
end up
tried to
getting to
do
the high
that.
tiers, you want to specialize, right? Like you don't want to end up being like because if you end up dedicating your time, especially when it takes like you have to end up practicing as hard as you do at the upper tiers, right? When you practice as hard as you have to do up there, you need to be able to put all your effort into maintaining like that level of skill, which means that if you're splitting up your time among different roles, you end up having an issue where you become good at them all, but you're not great at them all. You're not a master at any of particular one, so you're not going to be able to necessarily hold. I mean, there are people that are able to do it, but I mean, for the most part, what you want to do is you want to try and specialize.
Well, I mean, where I agree. Um, I'm gonna bring up For Honor again. So I'm just now about to join the Rep 100 club. Um, I'm not a top rep character. But the characters that I do specialize, I'm round. The people who aren't high rep, um, you hold on, let me figure out how I want to say this, how I want to put this. I'm thinking I'm gonna get my point across real well that way. Um, so the point you made where splitting up your time, which yeah, it does devastate you, but at the same time, where I've kind of fallen into I'm round. I'm round. Let's start with that. I'm a round person. Let's just use that as an example. I'm a round person. I'm
You
pretty
make
good
it
at
like you're
DPS.
saying that you're like a large, chubby person. Is what it makes it. I'm round. I'm round. I'm
As a
rotund.
player, as a rotund. That's a new one. So as a player in Overwatch, I'm a round player. I can play tank, I can play healer, I can play DPS. I've fallen into. Oh, we had another DC here.
Oh
I've
no! All right, we're making it
yeah,
5-5. Even it up, folks. All right, here we go.
I mean, that's fucking fair in my eyes. What the fuck? It is both tanks that DC'd, so. But, you can be a main and at the top tier and still be good with other players. I guess is the main point that I'm trying to make here. I mean, but at the same time, you're right. You need to be a fucking one trick if you're gonna play at these kinds of things. But we
Now
have seen
I
these
don't know
one
about
tricks.
I don't know about one trick. One trick is not actually what I would end up suggesting. I would suggest specializing as off tank
Okay, yeah,
versus main
yeah, you're
tank.
right. A
Right.
specialist, I guess,
Yes.
is what I meant to say. But
Although with metas, you typically end up getting stuck being one tricking because you have to learn like a specific comp. Then you have to learn your specific role, what you have to do in every situation with that hero. It's the
true
one
that.
thing. So.
But it's not to say that you can't be dank with somebody else as well.
Oh yeah, you can be like I said, like it's not like a be all end all, but typically you want to end up specializing within a role because while you have somebody who's like hydration who is in the OW well and is actually
Hydration, what do you mean?
he was a DPS player for LA Gladiators and now he's moved over
that's a kid.
to Outlaws. So
Okay,
he's
that's
he's
somebody. That was a
a
name.
player.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, okay, go on. I'm sorry.
So where you have hydration who's typically meant as a DPS player, at least while he was with LA Gladiators, you started seeing him at the end where they started throwing him on Hammond randomly here and there. And that was during the 2-2-2 lock, so you'd still be. It's like he'd be subbed out quote unquote, and then subbed back in for the other tank player. So he was just literally like shifting his seat over like one spot. But like with that, like somebody like some people at that level can do it and everything, where they can do it at a pretty good level, but they couldn't play all roles at that same, I guess, expected level versus somebody who's dedicating 100% of their time. Like if for instance, as a musician, you'll probably get this one too. If I put all of my focus and effort into playing guitar, right, I could become top tier shredder and everything like that. But if I ended up splitting my time up evenly between guitar and then drums, I'd probably be really damn good at both.
Well,
but
on
would
that
you
note,
contend
look at
with
Dave Grohl.
those? Yeah, but he's really damn good at both, but he's not like by any means a shredder.
Yeah. He's a fucking shredder. What do you mean? He doesn't just play
But
the rhythm.
he would. Well, I know that, but I mean, like, you end up throwing him up against somebody who dedicates all of his time to guitar, like John
Neil
Petrucci, or Neil
I'm
Peart.
sorry,
I was gonna go as, or say somebody like Tosin Abasi.
I don't know that name. I guess I should look that up. Tosin Abasi.
Animals as Leaders. That's the band name. Animals
as Leaders.
Yeah.
I literally thought for a minute, like you said that as a statement, and that was like a drummer or something. Like the Animals
actually end up
is
showing
the
up
Leaders.
back in.
But
Oop.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess you're right. See, Dave Grohl, like I said, is a good example. He's round. He can do some shreds. He can fucking bang on the drums like a motherfucker. I'm sure he can pick some bass. But you're right. In top tiers like this, you do need to specialize in something so that you can, make sure that you're fucking tank and that your team's gonna win. Like, you want to be a main tank, such as Reinhardt, and then you want to have synergy with your off tanker. If you're gonna run Ryan or Racer, you gotta like sit behind. Well, I mean, I guess I'm having a really hard time trying to compose like my thoughts into words right now. I've been drinking a little bit. What's going on here with our
I am
homies?
waiting to make sure that we're actually good here before I can actually unpause, because I just had to get T-Bone, because he actually rejoined, but he wasn't. I didn't see him come in as a spectator instead. So I'm gonna. Right now, it looks like. It looks like Team Habibi is good after their fallen brethren. I'm actually kind of curious about this one here. This is going to be interesting because I don't have the team right now for Zaidan to give me the go-ahead to actually start this back up, and that's what all I'm waiting on right now is the go-ahead in game chat. Okay, it looks like we are now officially ready. Unpausing. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blah!
Oh my. Alright, let's get this show back on the friggity road.
Right. Well, that was a nice potty break for everyone. I hope you enjoyed yourselves.
Right, a nice little intermission.
An intermission before we go into another intermission, because, wow. Rude, Mitzi. You're firing right where the camera was.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers
Initial fire strike comes out. Does happen to end up landing on a few people. Doesn't get a whole lot of charge, but does get some. Start that off. SNES is actually, ooh, gets a quick pop shot.
damage and get
Pushing
far.
them up and then pushing them back a little bit, but he paid for it. Create some room for his team to come in there from the BB.
It looked like it was all of a ploy just so that way Team Habibi could actually end up getting around, distracting everybody so they can just get through.
Yep.
Right now, we're
Yep.
just waiting on getting a couple of ults, actually. And they are returning back around to their original spot, probably. Ooh, and SNES gets actually taken out. Virtual SNES. I'm assuming he's a big fan of the game emulators. I'll explain after.
Why do you want an emulator? You just go get the fucking...
Oh, yeah. And it looks like Creed is taking out a whole bunch of the team at the moment. And this does end up being a promising take right now for Team Habibi, as there's only the Widow left. And unable to contest, the second point goes to Habibi.
That's 2 zip there for Habibi, huh?
The Habibs.
Right.
The Habibulators.
Of the game.
He's still chicken using that shit to his advantage, man. Look at that! Look at that Ryan play.
Oh. Solid double on that fire strike at the end there. I mean, they didn't get the final blows, but I mean, it sure as hell did a lot of the damage.
Epic.
Excellent.
And this looks like it's going to be a mess of a game right now with people being all over the place.
I'll say.
I mean, and especially with that whole first map, just going back and forth, and then we have everybody falling off left, right, and center.
Yeah. Well, let's hope there's no connection issues anymore.
Yeah. Alright, and we do have a couple of more swaps coming in for this Zaidan. Oh, and we have somebody who has dropped out. Somebody else has fallen off the wagon on Team Habibi. We are bringing Airsick out and bringing in Kinjaku. And then we are bringing Vinity back in for ult charge. Now I'm going to figure out exactly what ended up happening there with Death. It looks like Death ended up dropping.
Do we have somebody to come in for Habibi?
I am just checking that one right now. And it looks like apparently Death had to go. And we no longer have Space Unicorn either. Our Space Unicorn ended up, after he ended up dropping out, it looks like Space Unicorn's PS4 just ended up getting all messed up. Oh, he just sent me a screenshot of it being stuck at 25% or at 15% as it's trying to load. This is terrible. What is going on today? Who's Lax Dragon?
Big whomps. Big whomps.
Uh,
Going on right here. Big whomps.
Okay, one sec. I need to check something. You know what? Give us a little story right now while I'm doing this, or go over
Well,
some of your highlights, or give us some of your thoughts so far on, I guess, first map. 'Cause second map was scuffed.
um. Well, I mean, I guess Habibi's they've been hanging in there. You know, they've been it's 2-zip right now. They're holding down. Zaidan's not letting them take it easy though. There was a couple maps that they almost got it. They almost got it. But it's been a really good back and forth the entire time. Sheesh, Zaidan's definitely giving Habibi a run for their money. I'll just say Habibi's been doing pretty good. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, they've had a lot of consecutive matches. You know, there's been a little while in between, but and they've won all of them. The most recent one was Moshi, but they ended up losing that one to the Titans of the Tier 1 League at the moment, the Moshi. But yeah, Habibi by no means is rolling these guys. Zaidan is putting up a good fight. Just, man, it's really hard to, it just comes down to, you know, somebody just trying to save the point until the rest of the team comes up, but it ends up getting knocked off. We've seen that in a couple maps now, in the past 2 maps. Just, it's been neck and neck. Literally, it's gone to overtime almost every time that they've gone to a map so far. So, I mean, I'd say it's pretty evenly matched, but BB just comes out on top. You know, just a second before Zaidan can get in there. Zaidan is definitely a contender in the Tier 1 part of our league. You know, they've been, like I said, again, way in the beginning of the stream, I haven't seen them fight yet, but I'm seeing them now, and they're good. And, you know, they're gonna leave an imprint on me. You know, just going on the roll thing here. Top 2 is tanks, middle 2 is DPS, last 2 is healers. I'm gonna say Debo's been doing good. Mr. Unicorn did good on Habibi. Stealth Chicken's doing good. You know, everybody's doing good at the rolls, and it just comes down to the really fine details of it all, and you know who ends up being the winner of these maps, and it just keeps coming down to that. So we're gonna see what happens in the next match once we get everybody all set and ready for the next match. We had a lever on Habibi. Death had to go. And we got Lacrosse Dragon here. See what he's going to do for the healing side of Habibi. Let's hope it doesn't hinder him. You know, maybe we'll take a third match. We're still going to go to the 4th, but maybe Zaidan can take this map. They're not going to make it easy for Habibi, of course. But maybe they can take this map. And the next map, and then we'll see a 5th map. So, you know, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Guardians, I think I'm running out of breath here.
Sorry, I'm dealing with something through Discord on this.
No, you're good. You good. Get everything straight. But run out of steam. I don't know. I don't think of what else I can say. Tier 1 games are just they're really dope, man. I love seeing the tank plays, and it gives me ideas. I'm just a gold player, but I'm not a bad player. I play at a higher level than a gold, I'm sure. Sometimes it just comes down to the shitty people on team. I play by myself a lot of the time, but on another note, we got a lot of players here for Zaidan right now. We got the initial 6, and then we got 4 more, making 10 players. I mean, hope there's no stream sniping going on. It doesn't look like that's been going on lately. On another note, it looks like Vinity's switching to. I don't know. I feel like Vinity was a healer, right? In the past few matches for Zaidan. And if I'm right, it looks like they're putting him up into the tanks. So it's going to be interesting to see how the swap of the characters up in here makes a difference. And we do have Kinjaku also brand new into this map. We're going to swap out. We're going to see how he does on the DPS role. And yeah, Malar. Soon as Monsieur Guardians gets everything ready and right and tight, we will start. I'm doing my best to provide a little bit of entertainment, not leave any void, weird spaces in between. I'm trying to talk, man. Has Mitzi been in here the whole time?
Yes.
Okay. I need to pay a little bit more attention. I noticed we're not seeing any of the latent fan crew out here. I know I see a lot of that in the chat sometimes when they play, but usually they'll play earlier, at least like 2 in the afternoon, maybe sometimes 5. But you said before that these are NA characters, so this is rather
Right now
late
we just
on
have.
school
Right now we
day.
actually have a couple of problems with both teams at the moment, so I am in the middle of.
Oh my. They said AU time. These kids gotta go to bed. I will try to continue talking. But first, I need to make a drink. I need to pack a pipe. I need to pack another pipe. And then I will come back. And maybe I'll sing some Lion King for you. Aku, Matata. No worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. Kuna Matata. Ah. You happy, doggy? Huh? You good boy? You done? Huh? Happy? Come here. Come here, you boy. Yeah. You little fucking Snickers bar. My dog looks like a Snickers bar. That's funny. Snickers bar with legs. There you go, boy. Oh, boy. Boy, what an interesting game and night it has been so far. Got Habibi to Zip as opposed to Zaidan, who hasn't come up on their first map yet. But they are trying their goddamnedest. And, that's not to say they're weak at any points. They're a very formidable team, I must say. If I found them in a quick play, I'd definitely probably lose. But there's excuse me. Oh my, they're doing their work.
Well, with everything going on, as staff, we are going to be calling this game. Things have just been all over the place. This is going to be something that we are probably not going to reschedule. There are multiple issues actually at play here, and we are just gonna end up calling the game for the night, ending it here.
Blur's
So
game, womp diggity womp.
at this point in time, yeah, it's kind of
So you said no reschedule. That means Habibi takes the victory.
no,
Or
not determined.
Okay.
It will
We
be
have an
determined at a
NA
later
game.
date because right now there is discussions going on right now in staff chat regarding how the game has so far played out with rosters, and this is just a scuffed game. We're just calling it as is.
Well, all right. Well then.
I did. Take it up
Big
with your
whoop.
captain. That's as far as I'm gonna go. So, either way, it is a staff decision. You can have your captains end up talking with us. So, right now, as is, we are calling it. So, everybody have yourselves a great night. And we do actually happen to have another game tomorrow. It'll be a Tier 2 game, I believe at 8 p.m. It'll be Cloud9 and... Shoot, now I gotta look this one up.
Well then.
Yeah, Cloud9 versus Midday. Oh, it's at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Time. All right, so thank you, everyone,
Shit.
and we will see you then.
Bye, I guess.